Let's talk about how toxic friendships dull your true persona, who you are. They suck away at your soul because they essentially want what you have for themselves. And if they can't have it, they'll do what they can, everything they can, to shut you up and shut you out. And this is all done very passively, of course, because these types of toxic people, toxic friendships, are all little bitches at the end of the day. They'll constantly claim and try to tell you that your reactions and responses to different things and scenarios are never correct, are never appropriate, and just wrong. And this isn't done in an overt way. This is done passively and in a way that can sound like they're trying to give you advice or like give advice on etiquette because they know so much more than you. Maybe just because they went to university instead of college, yeah, I'm talking about you. Where was I? I remember constant nights out with my ex-best friend of 17 years where she would scold me after for like my behavior when literally I was just being myself and being funny. I do consider myself to be, sarcastic and usually use humor to cope and just whatever. That's how I get by in life. And she used to diminish my sense of humor. And like whenever I would comment on anything after, she'd try to make me feel embarrassed or shameful for literally just speaking. When it's just funny because before I actually cut her off and I was just being myself in large groups of people, the positive feedback I got and the attention that was shifted away from her, it was insane watching her behavior just unfold crazily in front of me. Although now I can see it for what it is, at the time, unfortunately, I let this dull my personality and I withdrew for years. That combined with undiagnosed BPD, ADHD, I was truly lost and just so confused, and I took what she said as, gospel almost. I silenced myself out of fear for being scolded or fear for being in the wrong, like as if she was like my mother. And when you're constantly in abusive, toxic relationships, friendships, like these things become the norm. And of course, now it sounds obvious and very clear, but I know I'm not the only one, and this continuously goes on in people's lives, unfortunately. I have way more to share, and I'm just so passionate about this because so much of my life was consumed and dictated through these toxic friendships, ultimately, but also relationships. And I just know how prevalent it is, and I just feel like if even like this can help one person think twice about their friendship and really just reflect and maybe consider thinking that this person isn't who you think they are, then it's like my experiences aren't in vain. And anyone who's bullied you or made you feel less than, let's give them a big collective